Dying tiger cried for help in the snow. When the man came up, he saw something terrible in her paw. The dying tiger cried for help in the snow. When the man came up, he saw something terrible in her paw that made him stunned. But what was stuck in the tiger's paws that made him shiver? Ever seen a crying tiger? Did you know that tigers are one of the 5 most sensitive animals on Earth? Today, we have a heartful story that will leave you speechless. A tiger was seen crying by a man who was shocked to see something terrible in his paw. He thought to help the poor tiger anyway, but didn't know how and where to start. This tale is of bravery, compassion, and the urge to help a living being. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be inspired by the story of the dying tiger and the man who saved him. It was a bitter winter day in the remote Siberian forests of Russia. The sun had barely risen, and the world was still blanketed in darkness. It was quiet everywhere, and only snow was everyone's best companion. It was a perfect day for a walk, and there was nothing better than the fresh air of Siberia. The only thing that could make it better and more mesmerizing would be if someone else were to join him in your journey through the forests. But despite the chill and darkness in the air, a man was out on a hunting trip searching for his next quarry. He hadn't made much progress in his hunt, so he was on his exploration, walking quietly, looking here and there. Nobody could get an idea of what he was about to do. The man just kept walking until he clicked an idea in his mind. He shifted his route as if he knew where to head and reach. But he didn't know how his life would change right after a few minutes. As he made his way through the dense forest, he heard a faint cry for help. What could it be? The sound was distant, but it was clear that someone or something was in distress. He tried to search, but it was too dark, and beginner hunter tried to follow to voice. He was too desperate to find that poor soul who might be in pain and need instant help. And as he was a passionate animal enthusiast, it was all fun for him. The man had a lot of hunting experience and was quite aware of the risks in the forest. In his travels, he encountered and assisted many animals and some humans. Nevertheless, he had never heard a plea for assistance like this one. Have you ever seen white tigers in the snow? If yes, do subscribe to the channel and like the video before I unveil the next part of the story. So the man followed the sound warily, rifle at the ready, and eventually came upon a tiger sprawled out in the snow. The man couldn't believe his eyes when he saw the tiger in such bad shape. He was so frail that he could hardly walk. The tiger's screams for rescue were growing weaker by the minute, breaking his heart. There was still time for the man to save the tiger, but he knew he had to act quickly. He was frightened. Being a different species, he naturally worried about getting bitten. He cautiously approached the tiger, not knowing how she would react. To his surprise, the tiger did not attack him, but instead lay there helplessly, as if he knew the man was there to help him. The man then noticed something strange on the tiger's paw. After giving it a closer look, he discovered that the tiger's paw had become entangled in a trap, which was the source of the animal's excruciating discomfort. The sight of such an ineffective trap, covered with the tiger's blood, caused his heart rate to slow down. However, the man was terrified inside because he had had nightmares about the tiger attacking him after what had happened. At that point, he was thinking about his loved ones and was concerned about what would happen to them if something disastrous occurred to him while attempting to save the tiger. He was thinking about the situation and trying to decide what to do and just how to do it when he heard him cry out for help once more. At that very moment, he felt deep in his heart that he needed to assist him somehow. And even though he had no regard for his own life, he continued. The man quickly got to work and freed the tiger's paw from the trap. Now free from the trap, the tiger struggled to get up, but the man gently helped him to his feet. He was scared, but got relaxed as the tiger didn't play a move but just stood there. He took him to a dry place, helped him sit down, and covered his paw with a cloth as it was all bloody. The tiger's hunger became apparent to him at that point. He decided to feed the tiger some food and drink he had taken along for the hunt. Once it became clear that the guy posed no threat, the tiger relaxed enough to accept food and water. When the gentleman fed and watered the tiger, he saw that the animal immediately became stronger and more confident. He then went on a hunt for the tiger so that he could eat and refuel his energy lost in injury and pain once again. Nonetheless, a lone tiger is nothing without his pride's territory. Immediately, the man realized that the tiger would never recover his full power until he returned to his territory. Thus, the guy concluded that the tiger would be safer in his home zone and set out to guide the animal back there. Backtracking was challenging due to the tiger's continued weakness and the thick blanket of snow. However, the man was set on rescuing the tiger. He carried him when he was too weak to walk, and when cold, he wrapped his coat around him. While he was down, he went on the prowl and did whatever had to be done to help him. The man protected the tiger as his baby. He took care of him like a newborn and did all he could so the tiger could regain his strength as soon as possible. They ultimately make it to the tiger's territory after walking for several hours, during which time he takes care of him and feeds him the possible way he can. It appeared as though the tiger knew that he had returned to his natural habitat. He issued a low growl to express his gratitude to the guy for helping save his life and taking such wonderful care of him, and then he vanished into the woods after looking up at the man. The man felt a sense of pleasure and satisfaction as he watched the majestic beast make its way back into the forest, having been able to assist the animal in its escape. The story of the dying tiger and the man who rushed to her aid swiftly made its way around the small village close to the Siberian forests. The man's bravery and compassion left the locals in awe, and they hailed him as a hero. The man was modest and humble in his activities and stated that he had done what was right. In an interview, he explained that tigers are still living beings even though they are wild. Because they are just as loving as other living beings, it would be unjust to be afraid of them and to do nothing to alleviate their suffering and pain when it occurs. Because of what I did to help save that tiger, I have a sense of accomplishment and pride, and I've learned to appreciate the natural beauty of wild creatures. So, that brings us to the conclusion of the story of the dying tiger and the guy who came to save her. It is a story that accurately portrays the generosity and compassion humans can display, even in favor of animals. It serves as a timely reminder that there is always hope, even under the bleakest circumstances. Furthermore, this demonstrates that even the most powerful species, like tigers, lions, and elephants, are still susceptible to danger and may require assistance at some point. We as humans should not hesitate to provide them with necessary help. So, would you have helped the crying tiger too if you were in the place of the man in the snow? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. See you in the next video. Goodbye.